Mic check, and I'm almost certain we're live. Thank you for tuning in. Most likely, you're not going to catch this because maybe you're awake in the US. Maybe, I'm not sure. Europe, I'm not so sure, but it's pretty early over in somewhere in the US. Now, so when you wake up, you might catch this, who knows. If not, then you miss out. Not a lot though, but I have to get my sound check happening. And then we'll get to the free speech news, which is Bitcoin to 1,000. Now,
I'm through standing in line, the clubs will never gain. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Tell me what you want. I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me. For what you need.
Yeah, cool. That is coming through.
That's got no limit, and a big black chain with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000.
Bitcoin's dead, yeah. Bitcoin's dead. And yeah, politics has nothing to do with economy. Nothing to do with your favorite cryptocurrency, whatever that may be. Maybe just maybe you hold Bitcoin. Just maybe hold it. Maybe just maybe you hold this post channel. I ain't see a post on one of those four. I don't remember. You all time eyes. This song driving around. It's getting close. It's getting very close to that scenario. But, you know, I'm not position. Maybe you hold this one. Maybe you hold it. I don't know. Maybe you hold like that paper with the Sonata. I agree. Dash. Orange. I don't know. Text. It's not full-time eyes, right? But I don't know if you remember in the early beginning stage, post-gen, post-X in the early beginning, you've been holding for this long. Maybe just maybe just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Yeah, I'll let this sell something. Because I don't crypto but we're going to 2025. I'm wondering what 2026 might look like because just a little bit. We'll play these things something. This is one of my favorite stuff. I have no idea. All about it. And I'm doing it back. It's not quite good. The hex comes on it. I think it's first time this one. I'm trying to get that. But yeah. Let's let this play for it. Sing those songs that offend the senses. Gonna pop my pills from a best dispenser. Get washed up singers writing all my songs. Lip sync them every night so I don't get them wrong. Well, we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny cause we just won't eat. And we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And we'll hide out in the private rooms with the latest dictionary of today's who's who. They'll get you anything with that evil smile. Everybody's got a drug dealer on speed dial. Well, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, I wanna be a rock star. No. Oh my god, crypto's dead. You know,
It's just Bitcoin's a scam, Bitcoin scam, Ethereum scam, everything scam, Hex is scam, Post Chain scam, Post X scam, INC scam. Now let's share this tab instead. And I don't know if you people remember this coin market crap, but this bit brings back some memories to me back in 2017, 18. I used to watch this thing called Coin Market Cap. If you care about that, but remember, if you're paying attention to the staking, burning, minting, T-share function of Hex on any chain, technically, but there's some changes. It's a bit questionable, like ETH, Ether. Maybe you should still play on the chains. I don't know. But Ethereum, the gas fees suck. Pulse chain, it's very, very cheap. And even though today's like days is like 10x the gas load, it's almost 1 cent, almost 1 cent, which is an outrage. It's a goddamn outrage. But what is it? There was a post on X basically explaining something like, imagine if all the Hex is taken off the market, and how would that happen? It would be burnt and locked away, and that would reduce market cap, which is counterintuitive if the price is going up. It's the opposite of what some other things might do or how you might think. So I can't help but think, just imagine when these stakes are coming out, because I'm having a look on chain. Sorry, I'm lying. I'm having a look, and there's some interesting actions taking place over on, maybe I'll pull it up and show you guys. Some interesting actions taking place on Dex Screener. Now, specifically, I guess, Hex Pulse pairs, and that LP, I guess V1, V2 maybe, V3 maybe. But what I'm noticing is ladders ending and people doing what they do. They sell, right? They might sell their whole stack. I don't know. I've been nosing around on chain. But it appears as if, because I don't know if you remember that old school website, I think it was Hex.vision. And you could go in and select days where you could select days, right? And they would actually show you what days there would be less activity on chain in terms of stake ending. So you could go before or after large end stakes, because I guess you could panic and be like, oh my God, this whale is about to end God knows how much Hex, and what's he going to do? He's going to murder the price, absolutely destroy it, burn it into the ground. And then you find it might restake. It doesn't have to, though. But then you can place your ladders, if you are doing ladders, it's up to you to run code, obviously. You could place that around it, right? And then you can analyze this and watch it. And usually, when the clock ticks over, people are really excited to get their money, especially if they've been waiting for like 5 years, right? And so what I'm seeing, what I think I'm seeing, I could be wrong, because I'm not looking at LP, I'm not looking at how much people have got invalidators, I'm not looking at people, how much they go in INC, I'm not looking at how much people have in stables. But if you have a look at the ladder situation on one chain only, and you see stakes ending, what you're seeing is people buying, obviously, more than selling. But what you're seeing is stakes, it appears to end, and maybe you can see how much is ending, and people are actually buying more than the amount is ending. So say, for instance, on one day there's $1,000 worth of Hex ending. That's it. Maybe because there's such low activity now, I don't know why, but maybe it's because people didn't pay attention in the early days when Hex was extreme, when you were early to Hex. Maybe they're all in Pulse now. Maybe they're in INC. Maybe they're in other tokens. And basically, you're able to see what I think I'm seeing is more buys and sells, which is good, based on low ladder activity. And it's very fucking interesting, because Hex is one of the cleanest smart contracts out there, because you can see everything on chain. The majority of it isn't hidden behind centralized exchanges, which I had to deal with the other day. And instead of being instant, I could see on chain, I had to contact them like, my shit, where? I can see on chain, why isn't it reflecting on your front end? What are you doing in the back end? Same with the money, the fiat. Why was it instant? Why can't I see everything on chain, you know? They call it fiat fuckery or something, I believe. Now, where was I? Dex screen still isn't spinning up. for whatever reason. But we'll have a look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, as we currently speak, it is $97,707 and $706.99. It dropped on me. And it is changing by the second, conveniently, but that is a very impressive price. Now let's relate that to, let's have a look at 977.8.21, which will change USD to AUD. Because how much is that going to be in Australian, for instance? Say you reside in Australia, that's $150,000 per Bitcoin. Oh my God, the amount of Bitcoin I lost. It makes me so sad to think how much I could have been sitting on. It makes me so happy though to think how much money people who are into crypto possibly have over the banksters. I hope you know what you're doing with it. I hope you know how to use this, and I hope you use it wisely. So you need to crush the banksters at their own. No, because but crypto is better than your dirty fiat money. And there's things like Hex, there's a saying, found us something like our made up internet money is better than your made imaginary internet money. Bitcoin, I would say, is inclusive of that. Same with Ethereum. Anything else, you've seen it for the last 5-10 years. Now, I want to change this name to Bitcoin to 200,000. It's a bit of a far-fetched to say 200K in 20, but we'll stay with 100K just for now, because I'm pretty sure it's going to hit 100K. At this rate, it's just anyway. And then what happens after Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum pumps, after Ethereum pumps, the alternative coins pump, and maybe things like Hex have the ability to move harder and faster than anything else known to man, except for like some other shit coin that gets invented with like no liquidity and gets pumped, but then you can never actually get anything out. Bravo to people who thought that. Now let's have a look at what I was trying to explain. That, I could be imagining things. Remember, I'm some guy on the internet. Shouldn't listen to me. Maybe I don't hold any Hex at all. Maybe this is all just a Fugazi. Maybe I'm like some Bitcoin maxi trying to infiltrate, and just trolling. Who knows? You don't know, right? Now, that is not what I'm looking for. What we got? Hex, Pulse, V1. We'll do V1, right? Let's have a look at V1. Now, we will have a look here. Share this tab instead. We got last 7 days, because the last 24 hours has been somewhat quiet relative to the last probably 7 days, 30 days. But remember, 90 days, we're looking okay. I don't know if you remember, I was doing this challenge with Uber. And I don't know if anyone followed the fucking challenge, but had they have followed it, they would have done better than me, because at the very bottom, I chickened out. I'm like, no, I'm not buying. Can't buy anymore. I need to feed my hobby. Had I bought more, oh my God. Tis the way. But because my past self was able to pay my future self, thank you, past self, because of that. Right now, I hope people are paying attention what is taking place here and what is going to take place, which I think is going to take place. I'm not sure how. It does take people buying, obviously, and not many people selling. But with the tools in place, I'm not so sure people even need to be able to sell their entire stack. I mean, you can, but to me, it's just insane to sell your entire stack, which is making you money. That's like, I don't know if that's smart. Maybe. If you want, I mean, it's up to you. But I think I come up with a pretty decent idea, which I won't talk about because no one cares. No one's going to listen, right? No one's watching this stream. No one's going to believe me that I heard a while back, months ago. I can't even remember how many months ago. I went like AWOL for about a good 6 months, about maybe 6 months ago, hearing about, I don't know if you remember, something about Gensler, the SEC head. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if he retires, or maybe he gets fired. I don't know. I think there was a hashtag that people were creating, and people thought it was a joke. right? And it's not, because I think what the SEC has done to cryptocurrency has been disgusting, and people need to be held accountable for that atrocious position that they are trying to put cryptocurrency in. Now, we could have a look at some other political news, but I don't think people really gonna have the need or desire to hear that. So instead, we'll have a look at some shiny figures, which are good, which are very good. We have Pulse encroaching on, I say encroaching, 2/3 of the way almost to its sacrifice amount. Now, does it get to sacrifice rate? I'm pretty sure it will hit it. Now, had you been sitting dormant, maybe not so good. Had you been doing validators, a bit better. Had you been providing certain LPs and cashing in your INC, depending on how you did it, probably better off than doing nothing at all. Pulse X, similar story, although that is about 1/3. So you got like the ratio 3-1 there. INC is doing surprisingly well. And Hex, for some reason, I don't know why I'm so excited when Hex is like just 2 cents. To me, after the lows we saw of 0.003, I was like, it was almost like I was waiting for people to just jump ship. Like, nah, fuck this, it's gone, I'm out. Like, just waiting for the many people to be like, nah, it's out. But I'm still here. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. I have to stay here until I just prove the entire world that yes, I was right. I told you I was right. No one believed me. No one believed me. No one cared back in 2016 in crypto. No one cared. Well, maybe some did. Where were you all? Where were you all in the 2016 election? Where was crypto, right? Crickets. That's where. Maybe Max Kaiser, yeah. A few others, but there was nothing. There was like nothing. No one. No support. Nothing. Bro. Now it's a different story. Now all of a sudden, it's good because everyone's like, they're like awakening, because like the 100 monkey theory I keep talking about, and they're washing their sweet potatoes. All of a sudden, it makes sense because you've seen the bad policy, maybe the bad performance, the absolute attack on cryptocurrencies across the board, especially in the US. I have no idea why. It's like they want to lose the crypto war. And people didn't believe me. Right? Now, we got Trump back in, right? Now, maybe you got some better policies coming in. Maybe Gary resigns. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't get, he ends his tenature and ends his employment contract, and you get someone else who's more friendly, who understands that. I believe there's some stuff about that, which I won't talk about because no one cares. Now, we'll have a look at, I've got to drill this into you people. If anyone's listening, basic US consumer price index purchase power of the consumer dollar is at the current level 31.70 unchanged. So, where's the picture? There's the picture. I like pictures. I like learning with pictures. I know your graphs and things like that. I see something like this, US dollars purchasing power, and when you see that particular graph, it almost looks like down and to the right forever, for eternity. You can correlate that. Maybe you want to correlate that or check with US debt. Maybe, I don't know, sort of going up to the right forever. Maybe look into that yourself. Remember 2008 global financial crisis? Do you remember what happened? I think something was released into the world, right? I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretending like I'm some like crypto god now. I don't know. But I went back and had a look, and I remember why Bitcoin was created. And I remember why there was something inscribed within the first block of some newspaper of some sort. And to this day, we have the same shit, but the can has been kicked down the road. And now we're seeing countries like, isn't it El Salvador, embracing crypto? And what's happening? It is so funny. No one believes me. I'm a crazy loon bird on the internet. I'm a lonely crazy loon bird, and everyone's working their ass off 9 to 5 to get there because like you can still make a good living, right? You can get a decent job. Don't get me wrong. With this purchasing power, you can, even though you want to be paying $1 billion for a can of spam, that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine. You want to keep doing that so you can spend your entire life working 9 to 5, 10-hour days, earning insane money. You know, that's cool. You can still, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying if someone was able to create something from nothing, wouldn't that be a good way to escape this matrix? As well as working. I'm not saying don't work. I'm saying work, and as well as getting some other shit. It might save you. It almost saved me. I'm getting there. Now, crypto news, just general crypto news, right? General crypto news. Okay. We see some, again, Trump in the news in relation to crypto. Eyes, Coinbase CEO back for key role. President-elect Trump considers White House crypto czar with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong backed as frontrunner to shape. Let's have a look at this because you might find this interesting. I don't know if you can, if you're good at taking vectors of data points and applying them in a manner. I mean, it could be like you're on LSD and just ripping shit from thin air and just making absolute bullshit up. Absolute crap, right? It could be that, right? Or it could be that your mind is like way too active and you have nothing else to think about. And when you see things, you just somehow know what is coming in the future. Generally, if I could predict a lot of numbers, I would, right? But when you see what you've seen since 2008, right? 2008, 2012. What happened in 2012? What, there was something on the endless wars. There was something I'm missing in 2012. I can't think of it. I cannot think of it. Anyway, we remember the Wu flu. We remember this oil crisis contagion. There was Ukraine, Crimea. There was like the ongoing, never-ending printing of money after the global financial crisis, which still hasn't been resolved, in my opinion. And now we've got the after effects of that in 2024, because the whole economy was like crushed because of the whole epidemic. That's being slowly resolved. And now emerging out of that, cryptocurrency and President-elect Trump in 2024. Because 2020, I don't know what happened. 2016 was a miracle. If you ask me, I don't know how that took place. No one predicted it. No one wanted to say this was going to happen because Hillary was going to win. The odds were all on Hillary. I don't know if you guys remember that. No. Now, 2020, yeah, okay. The ultimate like SEC through enforcement or something like that, I believe, basically was taking place. We saw several banks being attacked. One of them just happened to be a crypto bank. Doesn't matter, Silicon Valley Bank or something like that, you know. Several banks were crashing, faltering, which was never going to happen. Lehman Brothers all the way back in 2008, which was, I'm pretty sure, banking collapse brought about by the mortgage-backed securities crisis. And now we have Bitcoin encroaching on 100K US. It was like 2016 was like 3K, 3.1, maybe 2.9, possibly near the low. I wasn't tracking prices prior to that. I remember like 2012 was like what, $1 to like $100 or something, possibly. 1,000 was like the peak. And then what was the last high? It was like 69,000 or something low. And now we're pushing on new all-time highs like every day. Every day. Ethereum's yet to pump. 10K Bitcoin, 10K Ethereum coming hard and fast. I don't know how. Maybe it's just going to be a laggard compared to Bitcoin's like 240K. 241? 240, which is like 330 US, which is 330 Australian, which would be savage. That's on the march towards what, $1 million Bitcoin? $1 million Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? People are going to lose their mind. Can you imagine the market cap of Hex? Can you imagine how much Ethereum would be at that point in time if it's still working, if it's not too clogged because gas fee? But then you're probably not caring too much. Imagine Pulse Chain, Hex, PulseX, and INC at those prices. Can you imagine someone with any Bitcoin going, oh, maybe I play around with these other things that can pump hard as fuck, and something's like $1 million a token? Oh my god. It's like that term face melting. Anyway, so breaking. Hurrah. No one cares. No one's gonna listen to this because it's buried in the fucking algorithm, right? But we got X on Twitter, so that's okay. Trump eyes crypto czar Coinbase CEO backed for key role. Now, President-elect Trump considers a White House crypto czar with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong backed as frontrunner to shape U.S. crypto policy. Now, again, this you could go, well, hang on. CBDC in the shape of like USDC and things like that. Command and control, WEF run Ethereum, certain nodes or whatever. I don't know. MetaMask, even all that shit. Possible, yeah. Like I said, crypto could be a Trojan horse itself into central bank digital currency, and it's been released in the sandbox. It's like, okay, let's see what it can do, and it's doing very well. Now, let's read this article. Cryptocurrency world is buzzing with discussions about potential. Now, before I continue, right? So no one listened 2016. Maybe people listened in 2024, right? Maybe they did. Maybe they actually cared. Or maybe it was the global awakening that I'm talking about, where people are realizing for some countries, maybe it's better to have certain policies in place. I don't know if it's actually 100% correct for certain things, but in relation to cryptocurrency, if you have an interest in it, I can't help but think maybe, just maybe, it was a good outcome for crypto bros. Fist bump, yeah? Ethereum, Bitcoin, anything. Oh, by the way, if you have Bitcoin and you have Ethereum, which like most likely 100% of the fucking crypto bros have, you happen to have a fork of it on Pulse Chain. So please go and check that out if you're actually not aware of that. Because you might be pleasantly surprised, especially if you're like some goddamn giant Ethereum whale, because you'd be like, where did this come from? This is nice. This is nice. So the world is buzzing with discussions about potential crypto czar role in the White House. President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly considering creating a position to guide U.S. policy on blockchain and digital assets, signaling an effort to modernize crypto regulation. Among the names suggested, Charles Hopkins, the founder of Cardano, and co-founder of Ethereum, as proposed Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, for the role. Now, Hopkins believes Armstrong's expertise makes him a strong candidate. He emphasized Armstrong's leadership at Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States. Coinbase, please list Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and INC one day, and have a look over of your holdings, because everything you hold, you've got a fork of. I'm not sure if you accessed it yet, but you know, I guarantee you know. So you've got like research teams up the fucking wazoo, and you sit there and pretend like you don't know Hex exists. You pretend like you don't know you got your fork. You pretend, anyway. Once, here's an idea. Anyone who's watching, if you're in the US, maybe if you're around the world, I'm not sure. Because where does blockchain, right? Hopkins, no, it's Coinbase. Yeah. So Coinbase, right? Imagine Armstrong gets in. He gets into some position of power. Oh, I don't know. He wouldn't be able to, though. I was going to say, imagine if he gets into some actual position of power within the government. You could write to him and say, can you please tell your company, if you're still involved with that company, to recognize Hex formally, Pulse Chain formally, Pulse X formally, because it's a matter of, you could come up with something, I'm sure. Because you don't want to be hiding things, you know, especially when it's on the blockchain, right? Now, because that's funny, because when you see these like centralized exchanges, they still have to play with the blockchain, and I can see the fucking chain as well as they can, all right? But, you know, like some black budget thing you probably can't see, some bank thing you can't be like, let me just check your books and let me just see, you know, how much my company pays me and where do they keep their money and what do they do with their money? Oh, okay, that's what they do with their money. Cool. Doesn't happen, yeah. Now, Hopkins believes Armstrong's expertise makes him a strong candidate and emphasizes Armstrong's leadership at Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, as evidence of his ability to navigate complex regulatory challenges. Hopkinson highlighted the need for a neutral, well-informed leader who understands the unique value of cryptocurrencies and can unite the industry while fostering innovation. Criticizing the Biden administration approach to crypto regulation, he described as overly aggressive and focused on enforcement rather than collaboration. Hoskinson also, again, I'm butchering the name, sorry, announced Operation Baseline, a project by IOHK to identify inefficiencies in US crypto regulations. I like it. It's kind of drawing on his experience in helping Wyoming pass 31 crypto-friendly laws. He expressed his willingness to work with lawmakers to modernize the regulatory framework. The crypto community, however, remains divided on Armstrong's suitability. Some support Hoskins' view, seeing Armstrong as pragmatic choice capable of appealing to various stakeholders. Others are critical, citing his association with sensible entities like Coinbase and his perceived alignment with traditional finance, TradFi. Because, we had people at DeFi and they're like, oh, we need to make something. Oh, we're going to copy it. Oh, I like that idea. TradFi. Get the fuck out of here. TradFi. DeFi, man. DeFi was here first. Finbear, what's happening? DeFi was here first. They copied that. Like everyone copied the hexagons and it's not even marketing. It was just like, it just happened and then everyone just copied it. Like this is a true story, Finbear. I was working in a investment firm, we'll call it. And in the car park, one day I reversed in. No one would reverse in. No one. Like fucking no one. There was maybe one, maybe. But no, on a regular basis, I would drive into my car park and I was so annoyed with the car park because I had to reverse out. I'm like, this is bullshit. If I reverse in, I can drive out easier. So I do that. The next week, someone does it. I'm like, okay, interesting, kind of strange. They saw me do it, like, oh, that's a good idea because it's on me leaving. The week after that, the whole row has done it. The whole row of these cars all reversed in because they liked my idea, right? By the time I left, every single car in that car park was doing this. Now, where I reside is a small place, and it started to happen in shopping centers. It started to happen everywhere. It got to the point I got sick of doing it because everyone was doing it. So I went back to parking normally. This is the crazy Loonberg conspiracy theories. Crazy Loonbergs that can see patterns and pick up things extremely fast and think ahead and think outside the box, then apply things that work. And then people are able to copy that, which is fine. But I'm saying when people saw the name like hexagons, then they copied it everywhere. The Binanceans, every other thing under the name. I think I saw Celsians at one stage. Oh, bro, tell me about it. But then again, it's like I'm not saying that I single-handedly created that trend, but within that car park, I'm telling you I did. And then someone saw someone else and saw someone else. And all of a sudden, everyone's doing it. It's crazy. Pretty sure someone's like Ethereans. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I don't know. But it was not the other way around. I know there was Bitcoin Maxis, there was DeFi. DeFi came way before TradFi. Then TradFi came out of nowhere. That was like, I'm telling you, that's like, anyway, it's hard being a trendsetter, right? I'll continue. Now, critics argue this could conflict with the decentralized ethos of cryptocurrency movement. Not your keys, not your coins. This is the concern I have. If they target it too much towards TradFi, too much towards sophisticated investors and things like that, and they forget about the real DeFi and somehow attack DeFi, which I don't think they would do because I'd like to think they understand it because, trust me, Coinbase, they got all the centralized exchange in the front end, but they give you access to all the DeFi in the back. They're like teaching you how to use a decentralized exchange. What is this other shit token? What is this smart contract? What is this? What is this? What is this? It's like, where do you think they're making their yield from? I can't help but think maybe, just maybe, they might be figuring out, you can provide stables and get a decent yield, better performing, more accessible than in real time versus like some other traditional instruments. I'm thinking. Dude, I'm telling you, I did. I went for a drive the other day up in the hills. There was people reversing back in. Like, I went with my old man. He's like, what's with these people like reversing? I told him the story. He's laughing. He's like, bro, you probably did, man. What the fuck? People don't believe me, No one believes me. But I don't know if you remember, Finn, but I was saying something about I can't even find it though to prove it, I probably deleted it. Something about someone mentioning something about Gensler either retiring or being fired from his position because It's just what he does is atrocious for cryptocurrency. His attack on it generally. Now, supporters highlight Armstrong's experience and neutrality as valuable assets. One commenter noted that a nonpartisan leader with ties across the crypto ecosystem would be ideal for the role. Armstrong's work with Coinbase, which interacts with a broad range of crypto projects and stakeholders, positions him as a candidate with a holistic, outstanding understanding of the industry. Other potential candidate is Brian Brooks, former Binance US CEO and former chief legal officer at Coinbase. Brooks, who also served as acting controller of the currency, has significant regulatory experience. He played a key role in integrating digital assets into the banking system and is respected for his efforts to bridge the gap between crypto and policymakers. His deep understanding of both the crypto industry and traditional financial systems makes him a strong contender. Both Armstrong and Brooks bring unique strengths to the table, reportedly. Armstrong's pioneering role in crypto exchanges give him a market-first perspective, while Brooks offers extensive experience in navigating regulatory landscapes. The debate over who should take on this role reflects broader challenges in balancing innovation with regulation. I, for one, think Finn Bear should do it, or Richard Hart. That would be kind of cool. Now, Hoskins sees this potential appointment as an opportunity for the US to establish itself as a leader in blockchain and cryptocurrency innovation. He argued the industry to unite behind a common vision, focusing on fostering growth while addressing regulatory gaps. Max Kaiser would have been cool, but I think he's over in wherever he is now. Trump's consideration of crypto reflects a growing recognition of the role digital assets play in the global economy. Whether Armstrong, Brooks, or another candidate is ultimately selected, the choice will significantly influence the future of US crypto policies. The outcome will also signal how the administration plans to balance the need for regulation with the drive for innovation in this fast evolving space. How many times we've got to say you're stifling innovation? Even here, that was like the key point of my papers. I'm like, you are stifling innovation. Oh my God. Now, cryptocurrency. Back to cryptocurrency. Now, people, I know you probably get sick of the politics, right? But I can't help but drum this into anyone who will listen. Everything is connected, right? Whether you believe it or not, Trump's connected to the economy. The president of the United States is connected to the policy, which is connected to the finance, which is connected to the cryptos, which is connected to you, which is connected to me. Believe it or not, you remember the stimmy checks? That affected the economy, which affected me on the other side of the world. Remember the GFC? Did you think that affected me on the other side of the world? Trust me, it did. Although it didn't affect as bad and anyway, it was a weird situation. The economy was the markets were overheating over here, trying to recover from a dip that didn't really take place. It was crazy. Oh no, which one? Was that the one where he exposed his seed phrase? Or is that's the only one I can think of I saw on X? Kid Reggie's token live. What was it? Please don't be in the pulse chain ecosphere. Please don't. Was it? It was, wasn't it? Anyway. Reggie's token live. Oh my God. Or was that the one where he's the reaction? Oh shit. It's dumps off hard. Anyway. The price tops 87. Trump pump. This is a week ago. Trump pump continues to pump. No one believes me, right? No one believes me. And now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, Trump's good. Politics good. Oh, dude. Did he mean to? Or is he just trolling sucked in? Youngster rubbed his token live on Twitch. Lol. Some youngster, man. He's some ETH way or some shit. He's pulling all the strings of cryptocurrency. He's this fucking little kid. You're dude, how did you get so much money? Oh my God. Now, what else? He launched it, dumped it in a few minutes. 20K. Shit. I shouldn't laugh. Oh, that's just fucking funny, man. Anyway. That's just savage. Now we'll go to Gensler retire. I'm not gonna look that up because then what's he gonna do with the 20K then? You know, what does he do with the 20K? Is that 20K enough for him to retire? That's what he needs to be thinking. I didn't watch Tommy. Nothing against him, but like I don't know. I just remember like, yeah. I wish I had 20K, man. Fuck. Not like that though. Not like that. That's just not. That's what I. Or is he? Is he the moron, or is it the people that are dumb enough to put their money in the morons? Like, I went back and think about all the times I was throwing this Ethereum around when it was like nothing. And I'm like, how much Ethereum do I lose to scam websites? Oh my God. How much Bitcoin do I lose to fucking tumblers? Oh my God. Over and over again. Donate to some Democrats. The thing is, right, with the politics, if everyone celebrates, oh, Trump win, yeah, cool, 4 years, good. Now, what about in 2028? What about if he loses? Then what happens? Because all this can be undone, right? Maybe. Or it can evolve, and then the Democrats might realize this is good policy. Because I don't think other parties are actually going around going, let's just fuck shit up for the sake of stopping things up. Like, maybe they are, I don't know. But like, doesn't make sense. Like, if it's good, if there's a good outcome, why would you destroy something? I mean, okay, you might think this is good, because it's proven that it's like good, then you go and crush it. It makes no sense. Anyway, that wasn't very in-depth. I was just like, maybe things are good, maybe things are bad. I haven't said for a bit, so I thought I'll say it 3 times through. Gary Gensler to retire, right? So I thought I'd put that in, see what takes place. I think I saw it on an Indian news article randomly a while ago. I didn't post it anywhere because I thought I'll be, starting some vicious rumor. Although it's just getting out of control. However, was it fire Gary Gensler? I think a hashtag. Can you look up the hashtags? Because I think I can. Bro, media. Will it let me show my Gary Gensler for your safety? I'm not sure I can search. I'll find it though. I created a post, a hashtag, and that'll give me possibly a time frame of when I was hearing this about Gary Gensler. Now, anyway, so this is the article. Snopes is all in it. You got to listen to Snopes, man. Oh, that's not Snopes. It's something else. Here's how quickly, blah blah blah. Hinting at resignation, blah, blah, blah. Will he, won't he? Let's just see what happens. Because like I said, Trump won. I let it sit. Bro, I'm not even going there. Bro, no. Now, 10 p.m. It is currently 10 p.m., right? And it is nighttime, and there's not a cloud in the sky. And I'm talking about Gary Gensler. And then I see I'm not even talking about that, bro. Oh my God. There's been... Let's have a look at my favorite website, which is not cryptocurrency related at all. And I'm going to have a look at this. But YouTube, this is purely review. I am not associated in any way with InfoWars, Hex, cryptocurrency, the President of the United States, or Coinbase CEO. This is all in an unofficial manner, or FinDev for that matter. Let's have a look. at what it is going on InfoWars. No, it is currently 10:0 whatever. It's 5:34 in Texas AM apparently, and it's 8:34 p.m. in Japan. X going to be all over the world. Now, let's have a look. Could we look at, for instance, Elon chilling with Trumpy, talking about Doge, Department of Government Efficiency? Kind of interesting, right? Has World War III begun? Now, I'm trying to look up. Actually, we'll share this tab instead. Trump 2024. I don't know if you guys saw this. Okay. Oh, a puppy sigh. I want to look at that, man. What do you reckon? Okay, what do you reckon about World War III, Finbear? I just can't. Why? Like, what? They're gonna destroy each other? Aren't they just testing their weapons out? But I was seeing some shit, man. They're like launching missiles into like Russia. I'm like, dude, this is just getting savage if you pay attention to this. But mind you, it's not hurting the cryptocurrency price. So that's all I'm going to try to focus on, because previously I was primarily focused on cryptocurrency as a second side hustle. But it kind of became my main thing because I got too scared to talk about anything because people in YouTube land would censor and take away my shit like that. They still haven't given me back a channel from years and years ago, which showed me getting various jobs and showed my dog when I was a puppy and showed me feeding that. It has family history YouTube, and you just took it away from me, and you fucking would give it back. Where is it? It's just sitting where? Anyway. Oh, that's bro. Like, yeah, I don't know. Because I don't like watching the news. I turn it on. I see enough on X, man. You just like get this sort of gist. It's like, okay, interesting. And what? Trump's not in yet, so maybe they're gonna leave him a big fucking pile of steaming shit when he gets into office. Like, here you go. There's a saying here in Australia, like handball. It's like, sort of pass it on, give it to someone else. Bro. Please, can you please let me enjoy my crypto gains and not destroy the goddamn planet? Like, honestly. Now, I mean, maybe you want to have a listen. I don't know. I think you should listen to as many points of information as possible, and you'll be surprised how sometimes people get it right. How they try to get it right. Maybe the analysis isn't 100% right all the time, but maybe, just maybe, depending on your thinking, it's good to, if I hear someone say that they love Biden, I'll be like, why do you love Biden? Tell me why. And then you can explain to me how he's been wonderful for crypto, and I can either believe you or not, and I can either explain to you what happened under his particular ruling and explain like why I don't think that's correct what you're saying. Like talking not to you guys, but just talking out general to space, talking to the AI that's listening, and hoovering up all the information and like making market decisions based on what it is that's picking up from the internet. Now, where is it? So this here, like, this was kind of interesting because at one stage my beloved InfoWars site was not actually, I couldn't access it. I was like, what the f is going on, man? Basically, reportedly, it explained. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you want to hear this, Bitcoin people, but occasionally Max Kaiser goes on this show. You maybe want to have a look at this. I don't know. Maybe you like his stuff. Maybe he talks about some cool stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Every time I drive, I can hear. Oh, bro. So basically, it's not like I'm not saying the war's not happening. I'm saying like shit, like gearing up. So it's a shit show. I don't want to like really talk about it because I don't know. Like, what? How am I gonna know? You know, like, I'm not watching the news, watching anything wars, like watching CNN or something. Like, they're really gonna tell me what's going on. I wake up and see you go, oh, we've got like Ukraine's launched all these NATO's in a state of war with Russia. Cool. I'm like, hang on, what does that mean for all the doctrines? Hang on, what? It's like, oh yeah, US might leave. It's like, yeah, but hang on, NATO's still there. They're gonna pact with the US. What is that going to invoke? If that, anyway, maybe in wartime, crypto will pump hard. I don't know. If you listen to Gerald Salenti, wasn't it? Guns, gold, and Bitcoin. So maybe guns, gold, and crypto. You know, don't know. What else? Let's have a look. I can't find that particular. I'll find. I'm more interested, to be honest, in finding, because the thing about all this, right? So we might analyze and say, you know, we can see, you know, military build up, whatever. Someone's doing this, someone's doing that. But even if we know that's going on, it's not going to help us doing nothing to start off with. It can't really help us worry about things. It can inform us, yes. We can make informed decisions based on what we think might take place in the economy. It might help us with cryptocurrency, maybe. But until we can actually, the thing is, until we can actually save ourselves from ourselves and get financially free, there's probably not much we can do, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't mind Tim Pool. I think the guy with the beanie. Yeah. Now, the Cantillon effect. All right, you guys might be interested in this. The Cantillon effect explained why inflation helps the state at your expense. So if people actually read the goddamn article and see where it's like cited from, so this one's by Shift Gold. The Cantillon effect thus serves a powerful illustration of how inflation monetary policy can lead to unintended but deeply damaging social consequences. The Cantillon effect thus serves as a powerful illustration of how inflationary monetary policy can lead to unintended but deeply damaging social consequences. It underscores the Austrian view that central bank policies, while often well-intended, tend to exacerbate inequality and create cycles of boom and bust. You don't like Tim? I take it. Oh, you're just ripping on him. You just roasted him. He's like, he can't even defend himself. He's not here. You can't roast people that aren't here, man. Rip into my mail, patent boldness, man. The Cantillon effect, named after 18th century economist Richard Cantillon, did not know that, describes the way newly created money flows through an economy, affecting different sectors and social classes unevenly. Cryptocurrency, I would say, is a new class within the financial ecosphere. When a central bank like the Federal Reserve injects new money into the economy, often through measurements like quantitative easing or low interest rates, this money doesn't distribute itself evenly. Instead, it creates ripple effects that impact different people in distinct ways, often favoring the wealthy and disadvantaged lower-income individuals. The Austrian School of Economics uses Cantillon's observations as a lens to critique monetary policy, particularly in how it exacerbates inequality and distorts prices. Three people. Bro, this is, I used to stream to no one. Like, I used to just talk to a camera and no one's just paying attention. I'm like, why am I even doing this? Who's listening? No one. Still no. Wow, you're here, man. But to understand continuing effects, consider them. How many people does? Anyway. To understand continuing effects, consider the mechanics of monetary expansion. While the central bank injects new money, it usually flows first to financial institutions, corporations, and government contractors, often through bond purchases or direct lending programs. These recipients gain early access to freshly created money, which gives them an advantage. They can spend or invest it before prices have risen to reflect the increased money supply. By the time this money trickles down to the broader economy, prices may have already increased, diminishing the purchasing power of wages and savings held by average consumers. Now, my 3 viewers have gone to 1. This phenomenon is directly tied to inflation. When new money is introduced, it often leads to a general rise in price across the economy. Through this effect is not immediate or uniform. For those at the top, the initial wave of new money creates lucrative opportunities. They can buy assets like stocks, real estate, or commodities before these prices are driven up by inflation. However, for the average worker or consumer, inflation manifests in a more damaging way. By the time new money circulates through the economy to the broader public, the prices of essential goods and services like housing, food and fuel have already risen, eroding the purchasing power of wages and savings. The Cantillon effect, therefore, highlights a key criticism of inflation monetary policy before it benefits those who have access to new money at the expense of those who do not. Wealthy individuals, business, and financial entities are often the first recipients, allowing them to use this money to their advantage by investing in assets that outpace inflation. Meanwhile, those that lower on the economic ladder experience rising costs without proportional increase in income, which erodes their purchasing power. Sounds familiar, yeah? Now, the Austrian School of Economics views these distortions as symptomatic or a flawed monetary system. Austrian economics argue that when the money supply is manipulated, it sends false signals throughout the economy, creating what economist Ludwig von Mises called malinvestment. In a neutral market, prices reflect genuine supply and demand, guiding resources to the most efficient uses. However, when the central bank expands the money supply, it artificially lowers interest rates, leading businesses to take on investments that they may not be sustainable in the long run. For example, cheap credit may encourage excessive borrowing for real estate projects or speculative investments, inflating asset bubbles. Why are these bubbles inadvertently bust? It's typical lower income workers who bear the brunt through job losses and economic contraction. God damn, people. It's almost like people have thought about this stuff and it's already out there, but no one's like paying attention, or for some reason people don't want you to listen. Now, the Cantillon effect is a critical aspect of how inflation disproportionately impacts the poor. Wealthy individuals and corporations who have easier access to credit investments can protect themselves from inflation by diversifying into assets that appreciate in value. They may own real estate. That sounds so weird. Stocks or commodities, assets that tend to rise in price as the value of the dollar declines. In contrast, working class consumers often hold their wealth primarily in cash or limited savings. Cryptocurrency, I can't help but think, which do not keep pace with inflation. Purchasing power is being eroded by inflation. They feel direct impact of rising prices on essentials while their wage stagnate or grow slower than inflation. So I can't help but think, why isn't there something providing like really high APR on stables, for instance, higher than what you're able to get on most products within the financial market? Not financial advice, everything in an artificial manner here. Now, for an Austrian's perspective, these effects reveal the inherent injustice of fiat currency system. Well, when the money supply can be explained at will, the purchasing power of currency continually erodes, hurting those who depend on stable prices to make ends meet. Austrian economists argue for a return to sound money principles such as a gold standard, which limit the ability of central banks to expand money supply arbitrarily. Under sound money systems, prices would be more stable, preserving the value of wages and savings over time. Now, the Cantillon effect thus serves a powerful illustration of how inflationary monetary policy can lead to unintended but deeply damaging social consequences. It underscores the Austrian view that central bank policies, while often well-intended, tend to exacerbate inequality and create cycles of boom and bust for the poor and working class. Inflation means diminished purchasing power, greater economic vulnerability, and a reduced social mobility. By allowing markets rather than central banks to set supply of money, the Austrian school contends that economies could achieve more equitable and sustained growth free from distortions and inequalities inherent in inflationary policies. And there you go. That is from the insane right-wing, Loonbird conspiracy theory website that no one should ever listen to because it's just full of whatever people think it is. But I actually, kind of studied it and read it and went, okay, wow, kind of this could be, if you're studying economics or business or money, accounting, I don't know, maybe this could help you understand a different aspect of what you might read in the textbook, because then you go and research the Cantillon effect. You can research Austrian economics, do economics 101, I don't know, and see how various policies can affect your cryptocurrency. Okay, later, bro. All right, so I might end it here. I don't know if you want to watch Emergency General Flynn, Emergency World War III announcement. General Flynn warns Biden bombing. Okay, yeah, we won't go there. We'll end it on this cryptocurrency. Share this tab. Remember Hex. Remember what I was saying about the founder just talking about, I guess, how Hex works and how, for instance, when you have a lot of the currency locked away and the price is going up, it decreases the market cap supply, which is really strange. It's really something different. Now, while we've been sitting here, we've seen a few buys on Hex. Oh, so this Pulse Chain, Pulse X. Oh, no, Hex, Pulse X, yep. We've seen a few sells, but we're seeing, like I said, we're not seeing the massive amount of dumpage. Ooh, a little bit there. Ooh, a little bit there. Ooh, not much. But relative to what I have seen previously, man, like, oof, there's been some buys coming. And I just wonder if these large amounts, like these 10Ks, like whatever, fucking 20K, 15K, 4K, and all that, I wonder how much is just because they have a big fat stack and that's like scraping tiny minimal interest off. Not interest, like scraping small amounts of Hex off. And that's how much it is. I just imagine how much I could have had in Hex being earlier. Oh my God. Why wasn't I more greedy? I should have been like, I need 1 billion Hex when it was like super cheap. 1 billion Hex, that sounds pretty nice right now. I'm curious where the buys are coming through. Is that like coming from INC? Is it coming from stable? Is it coming from like, where is it coming from? How are we creating this masterpiece? What's the chef got cooking? And how rich are we all going to get in this upcoming bull market run in Hex, Pulse X, Pulse Chain, INC, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and beyond? Hedron, Nicosa, maybe, and everything else under the sun. But like I said, I don't really talk about other stuff. We'll leave it there. So what do we cover? All right. So we covered, if you remember, everything is unofficial manner in relation to anything I talk about. I'm not paid to talk about anything. I'm not making any money off any of this. It's just stuff I find interesting. As a crazy loon bird who you should not listen to. He's been here for a minute. Now, we've seen Hex performing well, Pulse performing well, Pulse X performing well, INC performing well. We've seen Bitcoin doing good. We've seen Ethereum doing good. We're seeing all the cryptocurrency jumping on the pump Trump. I can't believe BNB 600. That used to be dollars. Like Bitcoin used to be dollars too much. Same with Ethereum. US dollar purchasing power. We remember why did Bitcoin come to exist? We've got this interesting. If you find this sort of stuff interesting, President-elect Trump considers White House crypto SAR with Coinbase to shape U.S. crypto policy. Kind of cool issue in the U.S., but just generally to see what's happening around the world, not related to like military-industrial complex war is starting stuff. We see the Trump pump is a thing. We see rumors of Gary Gensler to resign, to leave, to hang his head in shame and leave what he has done to cryptocurrency through his agency, attacking itself, it's like its agency is attacking itself and stifling its innovation of its own country. We're like, what are you doing? My favorite song, which I'll close out on potentially. Actually, no, I'll close out on Shakira. We'll close out this one. This one's good. We need to solve, quantum theory. That'd be kind of cool. Make time machines and shit. Be like, I don't know what I'll do. Would I go back and change things, or I go back and see what things are like? Or I go back and just be younger? That'd be kind of cool. Tito style, J Tito style. Now, if you believe in that. Also, then we cover the Cantillon effect, explain why inflation helps the state at your expense. If you believe that, buy Shift Gold. And if I click on Shift Gold, it takes you over to here, shiftgold.com. And this article was posted on here again in an unofficial manner in regards to this. I'm not getting paid to talk about this. The Cantillon effect, explain why inflation helps the state at your expense. Right? So that's what we read before. But yeah. I think it says Schiff Gold was formerly known as Euro Pacific Precious Metals. Now, I'm pretty sure founder of Hex had a debate with Peter Schiff. I believe he's tied to Euro Pacific Precious Metals. Could be wrong. Double check. Now, I'm going to just cover this ever so briefly. We'll have a sit and have a look at the market, what Dex Screener is doing. Okay, we saw a little bit of a sell there. I'll see if there's anything of interest you guys might want to have a look at this particular article. Let's have a look. No, there's probably nothing. Oh, this one might be interested. You guys might find this interesting. Once I pull this up for you, I may show it on screen. I'm not sure if this phone's linked to this computer. It's taking a sweet ass time. Now, what do we got? We have this here. Oh, no, not this one. I had a better one, but how about this? You guys might like this. Nah, you don't want that. Do. Let's do a crypto one, eh? Nah, not do that one. We're not doing that one. All right. Nothing you might find overly interesting. Nah, all right, no. Nothing, guys. Whoever's watching, nothing. Now, we'll close out with this song. Yeah, that's basically all I covered. I personally think Bitcoin's going to hit 100K by the end of the year easily. Maybe what, 125? I'm thinking what, 200 next year? Why not? US, why not? Mid 200s, maybe in an ultimate bull run. And if that does take place, most likely after that, heck, Ethereum's going to hit like 10K. Again, these aren't price calls. These are just my gut predictions. I'm pulling numbers out the absolute sky. No rhyme or reason why I'm selecting these particular numbers, but I've heard. And I believe 10K Ethereum is possible. Gas fees will be absolutely insane. But mind you, if you're holding Ethereum now and it goes up, you might be in an okay position if they fix their gas fees. And if you then see that sort of pumpage on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, you might see flowing on from that insane numbers, maybe 10x's, 100x's on multiple Richard Hart tokens, I guess you could call them, like the ones featured on Go Pulse. It wouldn't surprise me seeing a 10x on Hex easy, a 10x on Pulse, maybe a 10x on Pulse X, maybe also. I don't know why. I tend to be more bullish on Hex for some reason. I feel like Hex is going to pump harder, and if it only pumps 10x, mind you, if it only pumps 10x, Pulse may not pump as hard. But then people are like, Hex did like a 10,000x. What if Pulse does a 10,000x? I think Pulse is going to do 10,000x later on because it's just so young. But yeah, let's hit those levels. 100K Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. 10K Ethereum. Let's see what happens. That's my thoughts. Again, what do I know? I don't know anything. Pulling numbers out of the sky here. Let's close on the symphony of science, and we can get rich and solve this. I think it's this one. I like this one. There are four forces of nature. This one. If someone could solve this, it'd be kind of cool. Peace out. Peace out. Oh, we hit 98,000. What? 98,300 people. We are not far from 100K, I'm telling you. Oh, shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not going to X. What is coming through? Breaking news: Russia fires intercontinental ballistic missiles with multiple re-entry warheads on the city in Ukraine. They're fucking savage. You seen those things? God damn. Yeah. You know what pressure makes? Diamonds. 100K Bitcoin. Yeah. Oh yeah. 98,000. Oh, 37. 98. Oh.
Just beyond our grasp, just beyond our grasp. We need a theory of everything. Perhaps the ultimate triumph of science.
Bitcoin's like savage right now.
The quantum theory offers a very different explanation of our
Bitcoin
world.
stream, I don't know.
The universe made of 12 particles of matter, 4 forces of nature. The universe made of 12 particles of matter, 4 forces of nature. That's a wonderful and significant story. Wonderful and significant story.
I gotta stop someone. I'll leave you something to imagine.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we'll close it out on that. So just remember, quantum world.